The airplane, once a mere novelty, transformed into a weapon of war in the early 20th century. Initially seen as a marvel of human ingenuity, it quickly found its place in the theatre of war, forever changing the dynamics of military strategy and combat. World War I, which began in 1914, marked the dawn of aerial combat. This global conflict saw the first large-scale use of airplanes in warfare, setting the stage for the future of military aviation. At first, airplanes were primarily used for reconnaissance, observing enemy troop movements and positions from the air. These early reconnaissance missions provided critical intelligence that could turn the tide of battle, giving commanders a bird's-eye view of the battlefield. However, it wasn't long before pilots began engaging in aerial skirmishes, using pistols and rifles to fire at each other from their open cockpits. These daring encounters were the precursors to more sophisticated forms of aerial combat that would develop in the years to come. This marked the very beginning of dogfights, a term that would become synonymous with aerial combat. These intense, close-range battles in the sky required exceptional skill and bravery, as pilots maneuvered their fragile aircraft in a deadly dance. These early warplanes were rudimentary compared to their modern counterparts. They lacked the advanced technology and firepower of today's aircraft, but they were the pioneers of a new era in warfare. They were built with wood and fabric, their engines were unreliable, and their weapons were limited. Despite these limitations, the courage and innovation of early aviators pushed the boundaries of what was possible in the skies. Nevertheless, they signified a paradigm shift in warfare, adding a new dimension to battlefields. The ability to attack from above introduced a new strategic element that would be further developed in future conflicts. The impact of airplanes on warfare was immediately apparent. Their presence in the skies changed the way battles were fought, forcing armies to adapt to this new form of threat. They provided a decisive advantage in reconnaissance, artillery spotting, and strategic bombing. The ability to drop bombs from the air allowed for targeted attacks on enemy infrastructure and supply lines, disrupting operations and weakening the enemy's ability to fight. The evolution of warplanes was only just beginning, and the coming years would witness remarkable advancements in their design and capabilities. From the rudimentary biplanes of World War I to the sophisticated jets of today, the journey of aerial warfare has been one of constant innovation and adaptation. The lessons learned from these early days of flight continue to influence military aviation, shaping the strategies and technologies of modern air forces around the world. World War I proved to be a crucible for the development of warplanes. The skies, once a serene and untouched domain, became a new battlefield where innovation and technology were pushed to their limits. The demands of aerial combat spurred rapid innovation in just a few short years. What began as simple reconnaissance missions soon evolved into complex aerial dogfights, requiring more advanced and specialized aircraft. Aircraft designers on both sides of the conflict constantly sought ways to improve their machines, leading to significant advancements in aircraft technology. These advancements were not just limited to speed and maneuverability, but also included improvements in armament and structural integrity. One of the most notable innovations was the development of synchronized machine guns that could fire through the propeller arc. This was a game-changer in aerial combat, as it allowed pilots to engage enemies head-on without the risk of damaging their own aircraft. This groundbreaking invention allowed pilots to aim and fire directly ahead without hitting their own propellers, greatly enhancing their offensive capabilities. The synchronization gear, a marvel of engineering, became a standard feature in fighter aircraft. Another crucial development was the introduction of purpose-built fighter aircraft. These planes were designed from the ground up for combat, unlike earlier models that were often modified reconnaissance planes. These aircraft, specifically designed for aerial combat, were faster, more maneuverable and more heavily armed than their reconnaissance counterparts. They could outmaneuver enemy planes and deliver devastating firepower, changing the dynamics of aerial warfare. The Fokker D-Sun, a German fighter aircraft introduced in 1918, exemplified these advancements. It was a masterpiece of engineering, combining speed, agility, and firepower in a single, formidable package. It was renowned for its exceptional performance and became one of the most feared aircraft of the war. Pilots who flew the Fokker D-7 often found themselves with a significant advantage over their adversaries. Its robust construction, powerful engine and twin machine guns made it a formidable opponent in the skies. The Fokker D-7's legacy continued to influence aircraft design long after the war, marking it as one of the most iconic planes of its time. The innovations born out of necessity during World War I laid the groundwork for future advancements in aviation, forever changing the landscape of aerial combat. The period between World War I and World War II witnessed a period of relative peace, but the development of warplanes continued at a rapid pace. Freed from the immediate demands of war, engineers and designers focused on refining existing technologies and pushing the boundaries of aviation. Metal construction gradually replaced wood and fabric, resulting in stronger, more durable aircraft. Engines became more powerful and reliable, enabling aircraft to fly higher, faster and farther. Streamlined designs reduced drag, further enhancing speed and performance. This era also saw the rise of long-distance aviation. Pilots like Charles Lindbergh and Amelia Earhart captivated the world with their daring transatlantic flights, pushing the limits of aviation and capturing the public's imagination. These technological advancements in civilian aviation had a direct impact on the development of warplanes. Military aircraft incorporated these innovations, leading to a new generation of faster, more capable bombers and fighters. World War II once again thrust the world into conflict and spurred another leap forward in aviation technology. The war witnessed the introduction of several groundbreaking technologies, most notably the jet engine. The jet engine, which used a powerful blast of hot gas to generate thrust, revolutionized aviation. It allowed aircraft to achieve significantly higher speeds and altitudes than ever before, rendering piston-engined aircraft obsolete. The Messerschmitt Me 262, a German fighter aircraft, became the world's first operational jet-powered fighter in 1944. Its superior speed and firepower gave it a significant advantage in the air, although it arrived too late in the war to have a decisive impact on the outcome. The jet engine marked a turning point in the history of aviation. It ushered in the jet age, an era of high-speed, high-altitude flight that would forever change the nature of aerial warfare. The Cold War, which followed World War II, witnessed an intense technological rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. This period was marked by a constant push and pull, a game of strategic moves and countermoves, much like a high-stakes chess match played out on a global scale. And this rivalry extended into the realm of aviation, with both superpowers striving to develop the most advanced warplanes. Each side sought to outdo the other, pushing the boundaries of technology and innovation in a bid to gain aerial superiority. The Korean War, which began in 1950, provided a testing ground for these new jet-powered aircraft. It was a proving ground where theories were put into practice and the capabilities of these advanced machines were tested in the harsh realities of combat. The American F-86 Sabre and the Soviet MiG-15 engaged in numerous dogfights, marking the first time jet aircraft clashed in combat. These encounters were not just about skill and bravery, but also about the technological prowess of the nations that built these machines. The Cold War saw the development of supersonic aircraft, capable of flying faster than the speed of sound. This leap in technology represented a significant milestone in aviation history, as engineers and scientists worked tirelessly to break the barriers of speed and altitude. The American Bell X-1 became the first aircraft to break the sound barrier in level flight in 1947. Piloted by Chuck Yeager, this historic flight paved the way for future advancements in supersonic travel and military aviation. This breakthrough led to the development of supersonic fighters and bombers, further escalating the arms race. Both the United States and the Soviet Union invested heavily in research and development, seeking to create faster, more agile and more powerful aircraft. The development of nuclear weapons added another layer of complexity to the Cold War. The threat of nuclear annihilation loomed large, influencing military strategies and international relations. The possibility of nuclear war led to the development of long-range strategic bombers capable of delivering nuclear payloads across continents. These bombers were designed to penetrate enemy defenses and deliver their devastating cargo, underscoring the high stakes of this global conflict. The Cold War era was a time of rapid technological advancement, driven by the ever-present threat of war and the desire for dominance on the world stage. The latter part of the 20th century witnessed the emergence of stealth technology, a revolutionary development that aimed to render aircraft virtually invisible to radar. Stealth technology relies on a combination of specialized materials, radar-absorbent coatings, and carefully designed shapes to minimize an aircraft's radar signature. The Lockheed F-117 Nighthawk, a single-seat attack aircraft, became the world's first operational stealth aircraft when it entered service with the United States Air Force in 1983. Its distinctive, angular shape and radar-absorbent materials made it incredibly difficult for enemy radar systems to detect, giving it a significant tactical advantage. Stealth technology has since become a defining characteristic of modern warplanes. The Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit, a stealth bomber, and the Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor, a stealth fighter, are prime examples of aircraft that incorporate stealth technology to enhance their survivability and effectiveness in combat.